you have been enjoying them, don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment down below. Today I'm coming with a brand new video for you. This one is called the Grad School tag, and if it's really worth it to go to grad school. I'm not sure if many of you are in grad school or if you're planning to go to grad school, but I trust that this video will be helpful or insightful if you plan on going to grad school. So the aim is to answer a few general questions about grad school and what it is like. I will also provide you with a background and also how I got into grad school and where I am at with my journey as a grad school student. Alright, so I'll get right into the questions. Okay, so before I answer the questions, this is just a disclaimer to let you know that grad school is really your choice and it's really what you want to do. If you feel like it's something that you should do, or if you feel like it's a goal that you want to achieve, or if it's not something that you don't want to do, there's no judgment here, but this is really my journey and based on my decision to attend grad school and to go through the entire process. And another disclaimer as well, it is not to brag or to boast or to pretend as though I am smarter than anybody else or I am more accomplished than anybody else, because this journey is really a personal one for me, really because of my background, who I am, where I'm from. I won't get into that story, but I always told myself that I want to achieve this, or I want to meet this goal. So the first question, what are you getting your degree in, and what was your bachelor's degree? My bachelor's degree was in primary education, because as you know, I am a primary school teacher, as I stated in a video earlier. So I got a bachelor's in primary education, and I am currently working on my doctorate in educational leadership and administration. How long is the program, and when do you graduate? Well, the program is 3 years. It can be done in 3 years. I'm not certain when I will graduate, because what I realize is I think I may be going a little bit too fast. I'm not sure, but since this pandemic and everything, I think I need a break, or I need to take it a little bit slower on my mind, on my brain. So I think I may graduate in August 2022 or 2023. It really depends on what happens, or it's the pace that I take the courses. What is your dream job? What do you want to do when you graduate? Well, my dream job is to work in any area in educational administration, but it really depends. I'm not really certain, but if it has anything to do with policy, decision making, anything like that, helping people, maybe a registrar at a college, it really depends, even though based on my courses and what I have done so far, society would want to dictate that I should be a principal. I am not sure if that's really a goal I want to go after, or a goal I want to pursue at this point in time. But growing up, I wanted to be a principal. But I'm older now. My eyes are a little bit more open. So I will have to see how that goes. And what was the other part? What do you want to do when you graduate? Well, I actually just want to graduate at this point because it is really tedious. It takes a lot out of me. It takes a lot of my energy. Even now, it seems as though I am still doing a lot of work. It just takes a lot. So I just want to graduate, and I think when I graduate, I just need maybe a year or about 6 months doing absolutely nothing, like not thinking about any goals, thinking about anything I can do in the future, if you get what I'm saying, because it's a really challenging, and to go through a program like this that is really like fast paced, I need to relax. So that's what I want to do when I graduate. I just want maybe a year off or something like that. My application process. So to get into this doctoral program, the application process wasn't so difficult. I remember I went online, filled out the application form, they contacted me, talked about my goals, discussed which program I would like to be in, and I also had to complete an essay. I had to write an essay or an interview of the sorts, where I filled in my goals, why I choose this university, and why I want to pursue this degree. So that's pretty much it for the doctorate. And for the master's, that was the same as well, even though I think with that there was this admission person, so that person contacted me, I gave the information, and there was an essay involved as well. I had to write an essay. So the process to get into grad school is really being able to explain why you want to be a part of the course, also outlining your goals, and they also ask you for this written piece. As we know, grad school is about writing. It's a lot of writing, so they want to assess your writing ability. I would think that's what it is for, assessing your writing ability. And of course, the whole giving them your transcript. Did I have a reference? No, I didn't do any reference, but giving them your transcript, they went over your past files just to see if you're a good student. And that's pretty much how I got into grad school in general, given my transcripts and an essay. Dealing with imposter syndrome. So imposter syndrome is really feeling as though you shouldn't be in this program. This is not something you're called to do. It is too hard. I am not good enough for this program. I deal with this by just reminding myself why I got into it, saying to myself that I can achieve whatever I set my mind to. It doesn't matter what may come my way, because I really think that's when one would begin to question their ability to be a part of this program or to complete whatever they have started. It's when the challenges come. So for example, when I have a lot of assignments that are due and I begin to question myself, am I writing this properly? Should I be in this program? Am I good enough? Will I ever get a doctorate? I try to remind myself that, okay, I will get through this assignment, I will get through this challenge, and most times I do get through it, and that's pretty much it. How is the workload different from undergrad to grad school? Undergrad was a little bit it's a little while ago actually, but it's different in the sense that you have to be more responsible or more responsive to your learning. So for example, with undergrad, it was in person. So undergrad for me was in person, and I had a professor and I had classmates, people to encourage me. So with that, I got the assignments, completed them. You read, you do whatever you have to do. Most times assessments were just multiple choice, multiple choice or short answer questions like that. With grad school now, it's really self-paced, and you have to be responsible for your learning. So you have to go through your syllabus, understand that okay, I have this assignment that's coming up. Most of the work is on you. You are responsible for researching to complete those discussion posts, because that's one big component in grad school. It's a lot of discussion posts, assignment essays. So you're responsible for finding the information for those discussion posts. You have to find the information for the assignments, and you're pretty much on your own. No two students are the same in grad school as opposed to undergrad. You and your friend may, if you're in the same program, you'll be in the same class and you're pretty much on the same pathway. But with grad school, it's really a little bit different. So you have to know yourself, you have to know what you're required to do, and so forth. What are you doing for your thesis? I'm not really sure about my thesis as yet, because I think I have about 1 year before I decide. But if I do, this time I want to focus on curriculum implementation and leadership. So the role that leadership plays when a school or an organization or wherever decides to implement a new curriculum. So it's more along that line. So my last thesis was the impact that leadership has on student performance. So the type of leadership, so leadership qualities, leadership styles, and so forth. So this time I want to really focus on implementing a curriculum and the role that a leader would play in that. How do you have time for everything? I don't have time for everything. Actually, I only have time for grad school work. So I don't have now we all don't have a social life technically. But before all of this, I didn't really have a social life, if you get what I'm saying. So most of my time would be spent doing grad school work. So typically, if school or if and when my work is in session, which is also school, I would go to work, and whenever I finish 5, 4, I come home, maybe a little break in between, and I would study or I would do some grad school work. So the way that this is structured is that the discussion post is due one day in the week. So it's either on a Wednesday or Thursday. So I would structure myself around that. So I do the readings, let's say Friday, Friday that just went by, I would start doing the reading for the assignment that is due on Thursday. So I would start the reading, put things together, most times mentally or making little jottings. Then I would begin to write the discussion post a little bit before so I could submit it on time. As it relates to the assignments, it's usually crunch time. It's usually a lot of just working, and those assignments are due on Sunday. So my weekends are pretty much out of it. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, those 3 days are out. I spend my time completing my grad school work on those days. So I don't have any time outside of that. How is grad school different socially and academically? I think I touched on that earlier. So in undergrad, you have friends, or if you took course on campus or in person, you would have people who you know, so you would connect with them, you would see them on campus. Even though I must say though, in my undergrad program as well, I didn't have time either, because I was teaching or I was an assistant teacher. So I would go to work, then come to class. So I didn't really have a social life either. But it's different socially, meaning you have friends or people in the program that are doing the same classes and so forth. But with a grad school or any program like that, you don't have a social life. You don't meet much people who are even on your path, so to speak. And academically, it's just more work. How to make friends in grad school? Like I said, I don't have any friends. Grad school is not really the place to make friends because it's so much work. You have to use your brain, so you don't have much time to socialize and much time to connect with people, and that is just the truth of the matter. What kind of books do you read for school? Well, any book that they assign. So it's really a lot of research books. I can't remember the names, but it's a lot of research articles and books that are really geared towards preparing you to be a scholar, practitioner, or a writer for dissertation process or dissertation purposes. What is your favorite thing about your master's degree? Your favorite class? I don't have a favorite thing about my master's degree except the fact that I got it. That's my favorite thing. I got it. Finishing is always the best part. And I didn't even have a favorite class either because they were pretty much similar and pretty hard. So I can't say any of them were my favorite except if there was one though I remember, developing leadership capacity. That was an interesting course because I was able to assess and analyze leadership in the school that I worked at the time. So I tend to like those classes. Favorite book you've read in grad school? I don't have one. What's it like to have a job and go to school at the same time? It is hard. It is miserable. It is challenging because I remember one point in my undergrad, which is my bachelor's, I didn't work for a year or about 3 or 2 semesters. I'm not really sure, but I didn't work for a little while, and that was really different because all I did was I woke up and I went to school and I was able to go to the library and complete my assignments. But with grad school, that's not the case. I have a job because one other important factor with going to grad school, I think it's really important to have a job. That way you can get experience. Okay, so I'm picking up where I left off. What is it like to go to school and have a job? It's really challenging, as I stated earlier, but it's important to have a job while you're in grad school. That way you can gain experience at the same time, so you don't run into any issues. For example, when you're done your degree, people may say, oh, you don't have any experience, and that's really because you were not working or you were not getting any experience. And I also think that shows that you are able to manage your time wisely. You're able to keep a full-time job as well as go to grad school. How to stay motivated and find inspiration. Always remember your why. Remember why you started. That is how I remain motivated in grad school. I remember why I start. I have my goals, and I just remind myself that this is only for a short time and it will be over very soon. And also I try to keep myself to myself in that I won't be tempted to be in other people's space, other people who are not as motivated as I am, or other people who don't have the same goals that I have. How did you decide on literature? I just read, go online, because with studying online, for me with grad school, most of the information is online, or it is located online. I decided to do a desk study with my master's, or a research. It was just research based, so I didn't have to gather any information from anywhere else outside of using the internet. So I use Google Scholar. That's pretty much the main part, and that was about 2 years ago, so I can't really remember. But currently it's really finding ways how to use Google to find the information that I need, because thankfully I chose to do that and not try to go to a library or something like that, because the internet, Corona came, everything is down, and I would be stuck anyway. So just finding a good handle on how to connect or how to find information on Google. It's all there. You just need to search for it. How to write better essays. Number 1 is to write the essay a few days before it's due. It's not always possible, but just write it before it's due, and then spend a lot of time editing it. Also, you may look online to see how people write about similar topics. How to best prepare for courses. Have a schedule or use a calendar. So what I do with my calendar, I take it and I fill out all the assignments that are due, and I also do a little bit of reading about the course before I actually take it. My research paper / study tips. Once again, it's knowing what you want out of life, knowing what you are trying to achieve, and setting those goals down, and also making your course a priority. And with that, I actually mean you explain to everyone around you, everyone in your life, okay, I am doing grad school, this takes a lot of my time, I won't be able to go all over with you, I won't be able to be social with you and all of that. You just have to understand, I will be fine, I am fine, and I'll talk to you when my course is over, which is usually a while after, but I find that's important as well. And the whole being by yourself or sticking to very close people. Don't just be like, oh, I have family here and I'm always going to be hanging out with my family, because I'm not sure, or I don't know if I'm the only one, but you won't have many family members that are like, oh, pushing you like, it's grad school time, do your work. Family members are always like, oh, we want to go out, we want to go have this dinner, we want to have this lunch, we want to do this, we want to do that, or they may even want to be coming to see you. And not saying anything is wrong with that, but you have to be able to explain to them that, okay, I am studying and I just can't socialize with you. I am sorry if you're going to think that I'm stuck up, or you're going to think that, oh, I know it all and I have a degree and I'm better than you. I'm sorry, it doesn't matter what you think. I have my schoolwork to do, and we will see each other when it's time. And how do you find motivation to finish a paper on something you didn't like? It's just knowing that, okay, I am in this program, and it's not really about liking everything or liking every course, even though I think it goes back to being motivated before you start. So what motivated you to join this program? You have to choose a program in an area that interests you, so that you will be able to complete those activities or those tasks. I don't think I ever had a course or had a paper that I didn't like so far in the whole 3 years that I've been going to grad school, or 3.5, whatever it is. I don't think I've never experienced having to write a paper on a topic that I don't like, because it's really about your attitude as well. You have to have a good attitude towards your education or towards your learning. Moreover, how are you not going to have a good attitude, or how are you going to not like a class because you are in the program? So how did you get in a program where you somehow don't like the class? It's really about you and about your focus and about your goal. So that's it for my video, or that's it for the Q&A about grad school. And for me, overall, I think the process has been going well, except the fact that sometimes I feel like, okay, this is taking too much of my time, and also sometimes I feel like, oh, I need to just rush this through and get this done and over with. It's really a lot to think about actually, but once you are motivated and you are energized to do something and to get your own goals and to achieve your goal, anything is possible. So you want to ensure that you have your mind made up and keep it steadfast on the prize, which is your ultimate goal. Okay, you want to stick to your goal and just be true to yourself. Okay, I'm doing a doctorate for me. I'm not doing it just because, oh, I want to get this job and I want to do this. I mean, if those jobs come or whatever, that's fine, but I want to do it to say, you know what, this is my goal. Okay, this is what I want to be called at the end of this, or this is how this is going to make me feel. I'm going to feel more educated, I'm going to feel more empowered, I'm going to be more knowledgeable. You have to know your goal, you have to know your why and your reason why you started grad school. So with that being said, thank you so much for watching my video, and don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see